Yeah, this is the funniest podcast there is.
Ask
I don't
me
know why
if I
everybody
care.
doesn't listen to it.
Byram's Custom Woodworks looks like stream was deleted on Facebook.
I updated it.
It says
You
that
say you updated it.
It calls you a liar.
Whatever. I updated it the other day.
That's what she said.
I guess it lost it. You're gonna have to redo it. What's up? What's up? Oh, we're running a little behind because of these guys. I'm gonna blame it on them.
One job.
Blame it
on
your
them.
chair.
Wait, whose audio wasn't set up right?
Blame it on your
Blame
chair.
it on the rain.
Oh my God.
That's right. I went all the way back to there. Woo.
Well, thank you everybody for showing up tonight. We'll see y'all next week.
You got to hit that way. Oh, we're live. Look at there. 4.
Yeah, we are live.
Yeah.
I wasn't joking. All right, y'all ready?
Edit that. Yeah.
As will ever be.
Welcome to Creative Makers Podcast, episode 107. I'm Joey with Still Doing Woodwork, joined by our co-host, Matt with Wacky Works, BJ with Byram's Custom Woodwork, and the most famous mustache of all, the wooden mustache.
Oh, my dad.
Mustachio.
What's up?
Howdy. Dead air.
Good evening.
Crickets.
We are professionals.
Absolutely. Have y'all noticed now that YouTube now has a grading little system? Like it gives you how many, like what I guess according to the amount of comments you make
Yes.
during a live stream,
Yes.
Yep.
it gives you a little crown and it puts you in a place like you know, you can have competitions like I'm number 1 or I'm number 3. So you got to do a little more comments.
Yeah.
I guess I
noticed that
comment
like
enough last week.
3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks ago. I noticed that.
Yeah.
What's going on, everyone? How's everybody doing this fine Sunday? Like we got Mr. Mike, Broken Lead Woodworks. How you doing, bud?
He loves my Milli Vanilli impression over there.
And it actually just to let you know that Mike listened to the assignment and went into the Discord, and we actually used his recommendation for this week's topic of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, we did.
We got
That was
Mr.
cool.
Boss Dog himself, Mr. Nick. How you doing?
Oh.
today?
Oh, look at there.
What is up?
Use some of that glue today.
So, how's everybody? How's the weather in everybody's area?
It is actually hot and dry. They're actually stripping cotton right now, right next door. But on the way back in today, we were hitting rain coming from San Antonio. So been raining.
Nice.
It was in the 90s. It was high 80s or low 90s today with lots and lots of humidity.
The thermometer on the back porch said it was 103 today.
I know when we left up Friday to San Antonio, it was 106. And when we got close to San Antonio, it dropped down to 105.
Gross.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Austin in September.
It won't be that bad.
It'll still be hot though.
But it won't be as hot. August, we're in the dog days right now. So
Yeah.
August it'll be hot, but it's not going to be like those 100-degree days.
Yeah. The humidity's still hot and bad up here. It was 85% today. That did not help.
No.
Cut that with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
You walk outside and you're like, well, I guess I didn't need to take a shower today.
Yeah.
Instant perspiration.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly.
And
Perspiration.
of course,
And too bad you ain't got no hair to hold it back. It just comes.
Yeah, it does.
You poor guy. I reminded you didn't have your hat on, did I?
He always has a hat on.
I
Hey.
know.
It's it's a little warm in the office right now. So
Did you give away your final hat? Is that what it was?
Oh,
put my hat on there. Make y'all feel better. I put my hat on.
There you go. Hey, I've seen that hat.
I had to put
I've
some
seen a hat
sunglasses
just look
on.
just like that.
No, it's 80 in the office right now. So I'm doing my best to not just be dripping with sweat by the end of the podcast. So I'll try to angle my head the right way so you don't get a glare on the screen. You know. Yeah.
well, let's get it going, bud.
Let's
Okay.
get into that beautiful segment that we love to call "What's Glue with You," brought to you by the best sponsor out there, the best wood glue company out there, Boss Dog Wood Glue or Boss Dog Glue Company. Sorry, and you know I did a little stuff with some Boss Dog Wood Glue this week, so we'll get to that. But per usual, we're going to start with the man, the myth, the face of the podcast. And, everybody wants to know what's in the box.
Actually, there's quite a few things in the box out there.
Some
We know.
Rachel
Shocking.
in the box.
I've
It
added a
literally-
little bit. I've added a
needs-
little bit
It
since
needs to
we
be
last
that
talked.
video. It needs to be that video in what is it? In, Raiders of the Lost Ark or whatever it is when they're putting away the Ark and it's like that big warehouse.
Oh yes.
I have a new box.
What are the others?
No, we need a picture. We need a picture to use that's just it's a bunch of boxes and someone going, "Hey Joey, where are you?" in a little speech bubble in the middle of the boxes. I'm lost.
I can actually get that done.
You might have to do that.
Of course.
You might have to do that.
I just take a picture. It ain't hard.
Yeah, that's easy. It's actually all set up on my out there. I don't have to do much.
Just put your hand up over the top of one of the
I'm
boxes.
over here.
I'm over here.
Hi.
Marco.
Hello. Oh.
All right.
So yeah, what's going on in your shop this week, Mr. Joey?
We've been actually doing a little traveling, so I hadn't been here. But I did get finished with my last video for the laser collaboration that I had, and that's out. And my next collaboration that I'm going to start on, which I'm really excited, and it's around the corner here. It is going to be a collaboration with wall control, and I'm going to be setting up a wall that is going to be a backdrop that's going to display pretty much everything that I've gotten from all the makers over the years, and that'll be displayed there. There goes that camera. Gotta love it. But
How?
and it's not even the sign that you're supposed to give it. It just does whatever it wants to do. You know. So I'm going to be working on that next. That's going to be my next video. I'm going to be setting that up. So super excited about it. And then after that, I'm going out into the shop to finish up, start working on some stuff that I really want to do out there. So that's the plan. That's what I got going on. Yeah.
Yep.
Now Jason's going to come up with a AI generated deal there,
Yep.
BJ. But yeah, so that's basically what I got going. Like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of time, so hopefully we've got some time here that we'll be staying at the house. So I'm looking forward to getting that done, getting that stuff out, and getting to the shop and start working on some of those projects to start getting that mess cleaned up out there, because it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
anyhow, that does about for me. What about you, Mr. Wackerly? What's glue with you?
Oh, well, jobby job was long this week, but I got time still to get in the shop. I got I got an arm that I built to go over top of my lathe so I can start doing some videoing from above.
Is
And
that
not have to
the anti-arm arm?
Yeah, the anti-arm arm. It's it's an arm, but sort of.
Well, I mean, it's to prevent arms blocking the footage. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't be showing off the pews all the time. But
Just
Just
did
take
a
it to the gun show.
So yeah, that's I got that done. Actually, no hardware was used except for the hinge, so that was all Boss Dog glue, glued up, everything. Cut it out on the CNC, glued it all up together, and painted it and put it up. Put a piece of T-track top and bottom, so that way a camera can hang from the bottom, and then I'm going to put it so I can hang a light from the top of it, so that way I can have a good shot, so you can actually see what I'm doing. Got that done. Got a whole house humidifier put in downstairs, and it is steadily just going. So
Y'all have issues with low humidity?
no high humidity. I got
So
a
a whole house
dehumidifier.
dehumidifier. Okay.
Yeah, dehumidifier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but yeah, dehumidifier. But yeah, no, we got issues with lots of humidity, and I had lots of humidity down there because I had a busted pipe. It wasn't busted. It literally was just leaking at the joint.
Okay.
And it was just, coming out
Ow.
for apparently a long period of time. And if you didn't get that sound effect, maybe you need to go back and watch the video again, and you'll be able to get that sound effect.
Okay.
But so it had been leaking for a while. Didn't know it. Didn't see any down, pressure or anything. And my daughter actually went up underneath there. I don't even know what she was going there for. And she came out, it's leaking? Well, no, I didn't, but thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could get that fixed. Got that done, and now I got a bunch of. I didn't get orders in. I got questions in for some cutting boards and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some made up just for inventory for certain things that I do a lot of, and get those cutting boards made up. So I got some of that. The first portion of it glued up, so I can get it planed out and get ready to go. So again, Boss Dog glue on that. That's about it. That's about what I got done for the shop this week. I think that's it. Got some cleaning done on it, and I got a design done for this center cabinet. I have a big open space that's underneath where I used to keep my colors. I'm gonna put a spine in right there, so I can put 2 racks of drawers to be able to pull out tools and stuff like that I have. I have some, like my worm saw, stuff like that. I'm going to put all that in there so that I can have a place to store it that's out of the way, but yet easy accessible. Because I feel like that's the drawers are great. I like drawers because it keeps everything clean, but when I want to be able to still don't want to be able to keep it inside in mind that I have it. And so that way I'm using the right tool for the right job. So that's where I'm going to put that. So what about you there, Mustachio?
Well. I got to go to Columbus, Ohio for work Monday through Wednesday. And still hate traveling.
That's not where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is it?
Ooh, I don't know the answer to that.
Is it in Cincinnati?
Sure.
I think it's Columbus. I think. I don't know.
See, that would be a good excuse to go to Columbus if it was, or go to Ohio if you were going near the Hall of Fame. I always wanted to go there.
Yeah, I was I did not rent a vehicle, and I probably should have, because my stupidity. I got out of the airport and I punched in the hotel, and I got brought to a hotel downtown, and apparently there's a sister hotel also in Polaris, which is like a suburb of Columbus. So I had to get a second Uber from that first hotel to the second hotel, and
Ouch.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't care. It was company's paying for it, business trip. So, but I got back super late on Wednesday night, and I did get a little bit done in the shop, kind of organizing stuff. I did post my Bosch stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and oh my gosh, I think I'm just gonna complain this whole segment. I hate selling stuff online.
Is
Hey,
this
is this
still for
available?
sale?
Is it available?
Oh my gosh!
We
like,
take $10.
Yeah.
I had
Will you
someone.
deliver?
I posted it on like Friday, and I had one guy, and he was like, "Oh, you know, I could buy this brand new for $60." I'm like, "Okay, can you get like 1,000 sheets of sandpaper and interface pad and everything else with that?" Oh, you know, okay, so whatever. Get a couple messages yesterday. We went down to a campground to visit my in-laws because they're staying there for a couple more days, and I'm getting messages off Facebook Marketplace, and I'll usually try to do it. You message me first, you're first in line. Okay, it's not going to work out, and I'll reply back to all those people like, oh, I got someone in the queue, So this guy wanted to get everything, and I sent him a message this morning. I was like, hey, dude, can you meet somewhere? I'll give you an hour. Never heard back from him, and I just kind of kept. I'm still getting messages. I was just like, I don't want to do this. So maybe I should just throw. I feel like it would be easier to just put it at the bottom of the driveway and just be like, "Yep, just take it."
Can't talk. Do you have any like maker spaces or?
I got one. Yep,
like,
right down the street.
I'd say find that, or like maybe your local high school if they've got a wood shop or something. Just be like, here. I want to donate.
That's actually not a bad idea. I got a there's like a trades school. It's for children and adults.
A little tax write off,
That's not a bad idea, BJ.
Yeah.
And then just delete everything and move on with
There you
life. So yeah, I got that. I have been working on the Milwaukee router holder design because I want to get that on my website to sell. Our amazing friend Tyler helped me kind of with a design to have different mounts on the back of it. So I have a print that I'm going to try to do a trial on, and it basically has like 3 dovetails on the back, and they're completely hidden. And I'm gonna, have a French cleat one, have a wall control one, probably Omni wall, and then just a regular like screw it to the wall version. So I was trying to get that test done earlier, and I just kept running into problems.
I got a question. Will you ship the Bosch?
I mean,
Do you need it, Joey?
No.
I didn't think about doing that. I mean, if that was easier.
Has anybody asked you? Has anybody asked you yet?
No, it's all I posted it local pickup.
We need to repost
So
that.
everybody get into your burner accounts and go message him, please.
Hey, you just get added into the 20 or more.
Will you ship to international?
Hey, you ship to Canada, eh?
You go to Newfoundland.
No, I don't want to ship that. There's so much stuff. No.
Sorry, I didn't mean
shipping.
to train wreck your thoughts there.
Just
had to.
Yeah. Oh, shocking.
Did I go to Iceland? Oh,
what's glue with you, BJ?
Well, how about I piggyback off of Mustachio's complaining And
That's what
I
like
guess
to
mine's
hear.
not a complaint. Mine's a rant. Mine's a I had to adult this week, and I don't like adulting. Because adulting is a scam.
Mm.
We were all lied to by our parents about how cool being an adult is.
No, I don't think they ever told me that.
Nope, never. Not one time. Not one time.
No, all I ever heard is, well, yeah, when you're an adult, you get to drink alcohol. And it's like, that sounds awesome. Apparently, that's the only perk of being an adult.
That's because
And I don't
of
even
the
do that.
adulting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I woke up, what was it, Thursday morning? Yeah, Thursday morning to everything in my freezer melting because my 13, 14-year-old refrigerator decided it didn't want to be a refrigerator anymore or a freezer.
That's only an opportunity.
So we were able to kind of rush around. Luckily, my neighbor is the president of the local booster club, and he hooked me up with 3 big coolers full of ice to store all my food in. I spent, was it Thursday? No, it was Friday. Sorry, Friday morning. So I woke up Friday morning, spent half the day Friday shopping for a new refrigerator. And an appliance purchase like that, I'm very, very review oriented. I'm gonna dig through the reviews, especially with all the absolute catastrophes you hear about refrigerators nowadays. And every single one that had decent reviews was going to take 3 or 4 days to get to me, or longer. And we finally landed on one that I could get next day that had great reviews, but it was $3,000. So bit the bullet. And my wife has been wanting a French door with the bottom freezer for a long time.
Those are the best.
If it was just me, I would have just bought one of those regular fridge freezer combos with the freezer on the top, like we've had for 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
That would be me. That's perfectly fine for me. But yeah, we bought it. The saving grace.
Does this one have like the touchscreen that does all the stuff?
No. I didn't do any of that because that to me that's another failure point. That's just something else to go bad. Yeah. But the only saving grace in the whole thing was we bought a KitchenAid, and KitchenAid was running a promo that if you spent $29.99 or more, so $3,000 or more, you got 3 years, 0% interest. You got free delivery, free takeaway, free parts, 5-year warranty, and something else included with it. Oh, I get free filters for 3 years with it.
And those aren't cheap. I tell you what.
No, they're not.
For ours are like $80, 65.
Yeah.
65, $70.
Well, and the problem, the only downside, you can't, and I normally do
the knockoff.
I do the I go through filter buy for all my filters, and you can get a pack of filters for my old Samsung for $80. You can get a 6-pack for $80. Now, are they as good? I don't know. The water tastes fine, whatever. But the way they do the filter,
it's still wet.
Yeah, you know what? And it's not brown, so
Hey. Where's your water coming from?
Yeah, well,
we're stuck in it from mud puddles.
The only downside to the whole filter thing, it's a rebate. So you buy the filter, you go to Lowe's, you file it with Lowe's, and they send you a Lowe's gift card to reimburse you.
Lowe's buckets, baby.
So yeah, I mean, hey, I'm just gonna be buying random stuff at Lowe's for the next 3 years. But yeah, got that installed yesterday. It took till this morning to get down to temperature. But the wife's happy. That's all that matters. It's pretty. So, it's a refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
But shop-wise, go ahead.
I was going to say that KitchenAid appliances are like really, really high rated.
And that's what I was looking at. And the guys at Lowe's and the guys that did the install said that KitchenAid and Bosch are the only two brands that they rarely have to go back to, and they rarely have issues with. So, okay, yeah, it's worth the money. And I mean, and the fridge was $2,000 off. So, but still, it sucks when you want to go buy new tools and you want to do other stuff, and it's like, I gotta buy a fridge. I got an adult. We did lose some food. I think we lost about $200 worth of food in the whole ordeal, but yeah, in the grand scheme, it's not too bad. But shop wise, so get onto the fun stuff. I got the Chaos cutting boards done. So they've got the edge profiles on them and got them done, and noticed both of them had cupped.
Oh.
And I think they had cupped from when I did the last flattening pass on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I let them set. I talked to a buddy of mine that makes a bunch of end grain cutting boards, and he's like, put them with the cup side up and just let them set. Put them on your table saw or put them on a really flat surface and let them set for a couple days. And went back and checked them 2 days later, and they are flat as a board. So I guess it's just the heat from milling them made them cup a little. So should be able to get finish on them tomorrow. And
how do you finish yours?
I use walrus oil furniture butter.
Yeah.
You can't talk today, bud.
Words.
Yeah.
Words are hard.
Walrus oil furniture butter. I don't know why. Yeah. Because it's I know it is their furniture finish, but it's food safe. It's kind of just a thicker version of their board oil. And I really like the way it works. And I've been putting that on my personal cutting boards for years now. And the one thing I've noticed going from just a regular like mineral oil with a wax, whereas every 2 or 3 months on our heavy use cutting board, I'm having to add more finish to it. With the furniture butter, I can go almost a year without having to put finish on it. And it really lasts, a little more expensive, but the quality's there. Did that and got some 3D prints done. Someone in our group posted a thing about a link to air tool holders.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up finding a file for that, printed up a bunch of those because most of my air tools are just in drawers. And so they're nice and organized.
I found one on Maker World. Was that where you found yours?
I think I found it on printables.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it was just a basic file. But it's nice because I've got, my regular just like blow off air tools. I've got one at every outlet in the shop. Was able to get my, my air chucks off the ground for airing up tires, and just kind of clean everything up. So just did a little more shop organization this week, but that's about it. So yeah.
Nice.
So Mustachio, let's get into that next little segment. We got some people we want to thank.
We do have some people we want to thank. Let's see. We got some amazing people out there that are helping us keep the lights on and supporting us. And I will start off with Scott from Willow Creek Lumber, Don from What's Next Woodworking, Victor from Whim Design, and Steve from Steve I Design. We thank you 1,000 times over for your support.
Thank you.
And if you would like to join them, we got some stuff coming. We haven't. We're still finalizing stuff, but we got some cool stuff coming out for our patrons. And I think we got to do our monthly call next week, boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be a giveaway there. And just to remind everybody, BJ, you want to remind everybody on the competition?
Yep. We're still running the contest for a project made using Boss Dog glue. So not just wood glue, Boss Dog glue. So it just needs to be a short video or post showing the proof that you use the glue. Tag us in it, tag the podcast in it, so we can see it.
And Boss Dog.
And Boss Dog. And at the end of October, well, it ends October 31st. And in November, we will be judging those projects. And the winner will get a little gift bag, a little care package from Boss Dog.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we'll throw in bragging rights too, because you built the coolest project.
There you
Yeah.
It's the beginning of something that we do every year. So
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
be cool.
Create the creative maker build off.
Mm.
There you go.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, do you do it individually? Do you do it as a group? How do you do that? That would be, that's pretty good. I don't know. My mind just went, woo.
You talking about like us ourselves doing a build off, or
I say it would be
like doing
not
a
us. I'm talking about a group. Just, they could do pair up and,
yeah,
say like, Jason and Scott were to do something, and he did part of it and he did part of it, and then they submit it. That would be pretty cool.
that would be cool.
Sounds like a little recycling.
I don't know. Just thoughts in my head.
Thoughts?
Thoughts in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we can jump into this week's topic. And when is a project good enough? When do you finally just say that's enough and walk away?
Well, being that you are your own worst critic, that's kind of where I think that comes from. And it's got an imperfection. Nobody sees it, but you. Yeah.
Oh, wait until someone comes over, and then you happen to expose the flaw, and they're like, oh yeah, I do see that, whereas they would never have seen it.
First of all, you just don't tell them. But anyway,
I can't resist.
But hey, they're there all the time. You try living with this thing.
And there's to me there's different levels of perfection, if that's what you're going for. Like if you're building a tabletop and you're going through and you're going through the grits and you're sanding, and you get to the very end and you slap finish on it and you see a bunch of pigtails on it that maybe from most angles it's not noticeable, but from a certain angle they're noticeable. Do you completely, and I'm going to throw this up because I do just the same thing that Nick does. So have the wife come out and look at it. What do you think? Let me get a second set of eyes on it. Because I'm going to overanalyze it.
Yeah.
Me personally, if I put finish on it and I see pigtails everywhere, I'm sanding that back down to 100 grit, and I'm working my way back up, and I'm going to check it.
Yeah, like Scott just got done with all those tables that he just got done doing over at Willow. I would have literally gone back through and had a light. You lay down a light and sit there and go back across it, and you do it one way, and then you come back the other way, and you're just looking for any kind of. And you do that between grits.
You almost have to, because once you get it in another place, their lighting is going to be different. And what you may not see, it'll just be like so pronounced in another place,
Yep.
But I do the same thing. I ask my wife to come out and look, because after a while, I'll sit there. I've done like what you've done, BJ. I've gone through there and I'll just sand it all back down.
Yeah.
And come back and start laying.
You hate to.
Again. Yeah.
Especially if you've already laid finish on it, because then you're having to deal with that finish. And depending on what finish you're using, if it's fresh finish, it's not sanding off easily.
No.
You're going to use several pads of paper to get get the finish off of it. And it's, and sometimes it could affect it. Yeah. Don't speed through the sanding. Do it right.
Yep,
but sometimes, that's sanding. As a woodworker, sanding is really the bane of our existence. We all hate sanding.
Mhm.
I enjoy it to a point, but if you're sanding especially if you're doing epoxy tables, you're sanding for hours upon hours. And and after a while, you're just like, God, when will this be over? And
because that
you
epoxy
get
is
to
going to show the
oh,
ugliness.
it will show
everything.
everything.
Yep.
Everything.
Yeah.
If you don't
'Cause
do it just right.
If I do when I'm doing epoxy, like my normal tables, I'll go to like if I'm using Rubio or Natura finish, that hard wax oil finish,
Mm-hmm.
they recommend like 180 is the max. But if you're doing epoxy, you can't stop at 180 on an epoxy
Not on the
table.
epoxy, not on the
No.
epoxy,
No.
but the wood after 220, it's just, to me, it's just pointless on
Yeah,
wood.
you're just burnishing the wood at that point.
Yeah, and then it's harder for the finish
Yep.
to actually absorb in, because now it's just and that's
And
what's tough
You
about
closed
epoxy.
up all the grain is what you've done.
Yeah,
Is by getting it so fine.
Laid
I've
over the
had good
fibers.
luck. If I go to 220 on the wood, the trick that I do is I'll grain pop it again. And if you've grain popped it throughout the grits at 220, the fibers you're not gonna get that rough finish. You're just kind of opening the pores up, and then you can put the finish on, and it tends to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, also like what he was saying, won't use Rubio on epoxy tables. It'll be sprayed. I tend to do that more too, with epoxy. And the reason I bring this up, the reason I went straight to this is I was at a customer's house a couple weeks ago, and they were bragging about this $4,000 table that they had made. And there were sanding marks all over this table.
What?
And I'm just sitting there, and I didn't say anything because I just couldn't.
Ooh, you're not.
But you're looking at this table, and it's like, well, who made this table for you? And it was, some other I didn't know who it was, but it's like, really, like, wow. And it wasn't like, oh, they kind of were there. Like, they were so bad. Like, the pigtails had to have been like 80 grit, because they were distinct with the stain or the finish that was put on the table. There was distinct black lines in there, black little swirls. And I'm just like, man, if that would have never left my shop. It just.
Do you think the average homeowner like notices those?
I don't.
I notice.
So.
I notice a
Oh,
little
yeah.
tiny pigtail on stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you're a woodworker.
Mm-hmm.
And if you weren't, you wouldn't notice none of that.
No,
because you're just like, oh, I got a new shiny table, and it's all nice and pretty, and this, that, and
Yep.
that. And then as a woodworker, you go, that's the first thing I'm doing is I'm pulling my head down, hitting that light to get it reflected off, and to see, did they take time to finish it?
Yeah.
Because that's where your money's at.
I mean,
Hourly wise,
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to spend a lot of hours sitting there finishing it. I mean, how many days did we watch Scott just do those tables?
Oh yeah,
that was a week-long effort. He just sit there all day, all night, just sitting there sanding tables. Your hours are built into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I remember he was doing a table with black. I think it was a river table, and it had a black epoxy. He doesn't do a lot of black epoxy, and he was frustrated because he saw all the sanding marks down the epoxy at the right angle and stuff. And he's like, I'm taking this all back down. I'm going to start over again.
Mm-hmm.
And it screws our timeline, but I'm right there with him and probably all of you guys. Like, I don't want to put my name behind this. It's not coming out of here. We're gonna.
And I think that's why for so many years, so many woodworkers loved that rustic furniture fad.
Pallet furniture,
because it could look like crap, and it was supposed to look like crap.
Yeah,
because it's rustic, and it's like, oh, like, and I'm guilty of it. I built plenty of that, but when you're first starting out, it's a good way to start out, because you're still honing your skills. But at a certain point, it's like you get that first commission for a really nice, walnut or oak or maple or whatever table. You learn really quick that sanding takes a long time. And then how you apply your finish and how, if there's dust in the air when you apply your finish.
Yeah.
Because I've sprayed finish on, come back the next day, the final coat, come back the next day and there's little dust nibs all over it. And it's like, well, all right,
So
sand it back down again.
So my biggest thing is finishing in the summer. I did a table 8 foot, 30 inches, 2.5 inch thick, 1.5 inch round overs on everything. It was perfect. Got it all done. Got all my sanding marks out of it. It took us a week to get all of our sand because it's that resin in the center, and you got to. Really had to pay attention to all the sanding on it, and we got it down, got it perfect, ready to go, and they wanted a resin finish across the whole thing, just a flood coat. That makes it the easiest. I'm like, yeah. Perfect. So I flood coat it. You got a 12-hour working time on that flood coat, and I'm out there about 11 and a half hours just popping bubbles and doing stuff. In fact, Joey was on a live while I was doing it. And sitting there, Brandy was helping me. We're knocking this thing out. We get it all done. All right, it's ready. We're going inside. It's like 2:00 in the morning. We've been doing this since lunchtime. And so, get inside the house. We go inside and come back out the next morning. 2 little mosquitoes.
Oh.
Yeah, eating popcorn. That's right. 2 little mosquitoes. Had to sand the whole thing back over, start the sanding process back over, whole 9 yards. Yeah, that was so frustrating.
Yeah, that's the worst during summer. Is like down here, you get a bunch of different insects, especially you have lights on and no AC in the shop. And if you're doing that, it just attracts them when you don't have that. And that's the hardest thing is trying to keep that stuff clear, especially like, even epoxy or just shooting lacquer, or, you're building layers of lacquer, and the same thing, you'll get those little dust particles as it sets, because you think you have everything clean, but just you walking around, you're just raising that stuff. And it's so dang hard to try to get a good finish. And that's what? Oh, and
Squirrel.
Yeah. And that's the hardest. I mean, I've had to sand stuff back down completely over the years just from that. And some of the stuff's just my stuff, and I can't stand it because you'll see it. And especially when you get in the right light, if you're videoing for content and you're using those areas to do that, it's going to get picked up at some point, depending on how your angle. And then you have all the, comments that come after that. And it's just, sometimes it's like, I can't let that go. I just got to sand it back down and start all over again.
Yeah. Which okay. So talking about doing it for content, because I know there's a few people out there, few YouTube creators that, they'll talk about, they get it finished good enough for video. And that's it. They'll put 1 coat of finish on it and they're done. They'll never add it. They'll never do more finish on it, and,
to me, that's not wear and tear proof.
Exactly. Now, but that's the thing. If you're building it for yourself, so if it's going in your own house, are you as critical on on the project?
Yeah.
I
gotta sit at my desk every day.
Well, not even that, but you have somebody comes by, your friend comes by, somebody comes by. That's the first thing that they're going to do is look at and I'm not going to say they're going to judge you, but they're judging your work based off from what you have sitting there. So
I mean, I put 7 coats of poly on this desk in front of me. Like I probably didn't need 7 coats, but you know what?
But you also know how abusive you can be to your own, furniture.
Yep.
I build when I'm building tables and building stuff like that. I know how my kids treat my kitchen table and my coffee table.
Yeah.
So if I'm selling this to somebody that's got kids, or even if they don't have kids, I'm going to build it to the standards that I would build it for my family. Because, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not refinishing my kitchen table every year because my kids are, they don't care.
Now, in that same aspect, so what this is about is how far do you go? If I'm sitting there doing my deck boards and I got, a 16th inch gap on this side of the board and it's an 1/8 inch gap on this side of the board, and I've had people come over and go, "Oh, what'd you do right there? Get off my deck."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to let that go regardless, because I'd always see it, and it would bother me to leave something like that. For some reason, my eyesight's just jacked, but I can pick out something that's not level or uneven, like you wouldn't believe. I can look at something with the naked eye, and I will be able to pick that out. I don't know what it is, but I will sit there and I will see that thing is not straight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just have a keen eye for that stuff. And I would not let that, especially if it's for the house, it's going to be done right. That's your own place, right?
Yeah.
I think, and I'm not saying that you don't do that, Matt. Don't take me wrong, but I'm just saying that when you're doing stuff like that, that's your own investment. You need to not cut corners like some other people would, some other contractors or whatever. Don't even get me started on that. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Steam pump.
What I noticed the most is that like my deck boards, I had put them down and I used that Trex decking, which is PVC kind of stuff. And it literally, I don't care, that stuff moves. It moves because I'll look at it in the wintertime and it'll be totally different compared to the summertime.
It's plastic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
it expands and contracts.
And so you'll have an 1/8 inch on one side and it'll be 16th on the other side. And I'm just looking at it. And I notice it right off the bat, because you walk outside and you're like, but other people, when they notice it, it's just like,
dude,
you almost feel like you didn't do it right. You know what I mean?
I put the AZEC on my front fascia on the house, and it was a hot summer day, and my buddy who's a contractor, he's like, "Oh, just butt the ends and use the PVC glue, and like you'd use for plumbing." And so I did that, butted them right up against. In the wintertime, that gap between those two AZEC boards are like maybe 1/2 inch gap, because it just shrinks. And I got
6x6s is what I'm going around on all mine. So I have 6x6 posts for my front post, and then I have these. It's like 3/4 of the way into it, I've made a notch and it slides up into it. And so in the wintertime, yeah, you're right. It pulls back because I don't have screws on this side because it's just a strip.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, it's perfect because that's when I put it in.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, on the other hand, pulls in and you see that gap.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I don't go ahead.
So going, what else?
So, and that's just one of the ways I would say that, is it good enough? Literally.
Yeah.
Now,
at what point do you just go, I'm done with that?
I'm done. Yeah. Well, and my dad's favorite phrase growing up when we were working on the house or doing something, it was, it looks fine at 65 miles an hour, or it looks fine from the road.
30,000.
Granted, our house was a 1/4 mile off the road. And it's like, but could it look a little bit better? Could it, could we go another, spend another 20 minutes on it? And I get at some point when you're just, in his case, a lot of that was because we're trying to get a house that we can live in to get out of a 600 square foot apartment.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get into a house. I get that. And, if you're not having to deal with those constraints, let's take our time. Let's get it done right. You can make it look good in photos. You can make it look good on video, but at the end of the day, you got to live with it, or somebody else has got to live with it. And
well, that's your work. You don't want to send that out because that's your name on it, right?
You want, because you want those people to, you want to be able to make a table or a cutting board or whatever for somebody, and their friends come over and go, "Oh, wow, who made that for you?" "Oh, Joey did. Here, let me give you his info."
Yeah.
And them go, "Oh, never. No, I don't want them
Look at all
building
those
me
stranded
anything."
marks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's like, I still like I feel bad because then I need to, for Christmas, I need to make her a new table one year. My sister-in-law, when I first started doing it, she had asked if I would build her a table, and I did the typical 2x4s from Home Depot kitchen table, and it looks horrible, absolutely horrible. But I didn't know what I was doing back then. I had no idea. And now looking back, it's like, oh, I could still make a pretty badass table out of 2x4s from the big box store. I spent a lot more time working on it than I did, and I've got
but that just goes with the equipment upgrades that you've gotten over the years, where you can
Sure,
do a
yeah.
lot, and your
Well,
experience now. Now you have better
Yeah.
quality tools. You know how to work with wood that does that kind of stuff. You know what it's going to do.
I
you
was
can
just watching
compensate,
videos
Yeah.
on YouTube that were telling you how to pocket hole screw tabletops together, and
One of my
learned really
first
quick.
pieces
Yeah.
that I did was a rustic. Back then, like you were talking about,
rustic.
there was a rustic table, and it was made out of pallet wood. And my sister bought it, and she absolutely loved that thing. And she'll show me pictures of that thing, and I'm like, dude,
Stop.
stop.
Please don't tell people I made that.
You're
Yeah,
embarrassing me.
I don't even. And she'll
Yeah.
put it out on Facebook, and I'm like, dude, take that off. Take that off.
Untag me now.
Yeah. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
like,
No.
but it's when you were learning, and it was, you didn't, pallet wood was the biggest thing,
Yeah.
and rustic, you'd make it and then beat the hell out of it with the chain or whatever, just to give it that stuff. And that's what people wanted.
Yeah.
I made outdoor benches that were like multicolor, like different, just that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
And but not, nowadays it's like, that fad's already, well, it is gone, but there is some people that still like it,
people that still want it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it has its place, but I feel like now, with the experience we all have in doing this, we could make some pretty nice rustic furniture, and it, be,
And your
red
corners
oak
beat
or
up.
white
and your
oak.
stuff
Yeah,
makes
and
it
it's
look good. Yeah, exactly.
it's going to be a rustic table, but it's also going to last a couple generations.
Mhm.
Versus what kind of a lot of us all started out making. And I think even then, like, hell, I've been doing this almost 10 years now. My level of perfection has gone up, because when you first start, it's like, okay, it's good enough.
Yeah.
And then you look back and it's like, no, it ain't good enough.
Well, your patience has gone up as well. So you can you tend to have the patience to finish it, because now you have the know-how to do it, so it doesn't frustrate you as much whenever you're doing the piece. So that way, that gap is filled, and I'm not filling it with sawdust and stuff. Yeah.
Like my wife says, she beat the hell out of things with the chain and ball peen hammer. That was her way of getting frustrations out.
And now, and the more you do it, and the more experience you have the know-how to tell your customer. If customer comes to you, oh, I need this in 2 weeks. Nope, not going to happen. Well, so and so said they could do it. Cool. And then call me when you need it fixed, and I'll charge you double. It's and you can set those expectations with the customer and go, this is probably going to take me 2 months to make this table. Could it take you a month? Yeah, but because I'm always kind of that under promise, over deliver when it comes to stuff like that.
But y'all are a lot younger than us, right? And it was back then in the day when your parents were making stuff. Like, what was the biggest thing that they would make? A picnic table, right? Because family hangout. Everything was done out of pine. Big box store, or go to the local hardware store, pick up the wood, pick up the lumber, 2x6, 2x4s, whatever they could get. And you make that, and that's what you learn by. And you don't know any better as you get older. A lot of like what we have at our fingertips nowadays is nothing like what we had back then.
Oh no.
I mean, when I started, we were still on dial-up, for God's sakes. You didn't have all the resources that you had, all this, internet stuff. Now that we do, we know better. We've
this internet stuff, you and your Ouija boards.
Back in my day, we had to go down to the old library and read a book on woodworking.
Hell, we still had, party lines in our area. It's like
now you're dating yourself.
Oh, well, goodness. It's all right, but you listen to the rings to know which if that was calling you or calling a neighbor. But
when I had to start putting the area code in to dial a phone number, that was
a big deal.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
Dude, everybody lost their freaking mind when that happened. Like,
I gotta put the area code in to call my neighbor.
I'm calling local. I don't need to do that.
Because now you have to dial 3 on the rotary phone. Now you're doing 3 more digits, and you got to wait for that damn thing to come back around
I'm telling
you can do the next one.
Hey, I'm old enough to remember using a rotary phone. I'm not that young.
I mean, you got the cord that goes all the way through the house. You got it wrapped around somebody's head about 4 times. Keep it wrapped around your wrist so that it don't pull it out of your hand when somebody yanks it.
Where's mom at? Just follow the cord. You'll find her.
It's behind a closed door. Yeah.
Mom, I'm hungry. I'm on the phone.
But now that we've been able to research and educate ourselves, and there's other people out there doing stuff, and you learn, you're always learning. You somebody that thinks they know everything, that's you got to leave yourself open to learn. Yeah. I was watching a deal with on Sedge Tool, and watching him do a setup with the domino, and man, he was giving some good tidbit stuff today, and I was like, man, just taking it in. That dude's a wealth of knowledge. It's so awesome to watch him. I mean, he just knows so much, and that goes back to like educating yourself and learning how to do things, better techniques, to build stuff and put those into that build, and you learn that stuff. And that's why I think, I'm so overcritical with a lot of stuff that I do. And I overbuild, and I end up just going way overboard than what I need to do. And my wife can vouch for that, because I just like everything is just way overboard sometimes. And that's the hardest part, just to like, okay, that's good enough. I can walk away.
So, yeah, and you look at like what we do with social media and everything. Anytime you post something, you're going to get an expert. You're going to get a keyboard expert that's going to come on there and be like, "Oh, I'd have done it this way," or "Why are you wasting your time doing that?" Or
I've had cabinet builders do that to me.
Yeah.
I put in some vanities, and they came in there and checked out my vanities that I did, and they were custom vanities. I mean, hickory. Yeah. I mean, it was really nice vanities that I did, and they're doing $50,000 cabinets, and they came in there. Oh, I wouldn't have built it out of this grade, and I would have done this, and I would have done this, and
cool.
Yeah, great. Okay. It's awesome.
Good for you.
My stuff's still going to be standing there when yours gets nicked and falls apart, and you got to come out and replace it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's like, I saw one the other day where the guy was griping because they wanted paint grade cabinets, and the cabinet builder built everything out of poplar, and you could see the grain lines. And he's like, well, in my houses, we only use MDF, my custom luxury homes. And it's like, really? Like, you're using MDF for your cabinets in a luxury home? Okay, whatever. But, I've learned stuff, and I comment on other people's stuff. Hey, I'd have done it this way. And it seems like now we've kind of gotten into a point, because there's so many people out there that will go out and comment on a video or comment on a picture telling people everything they did wrong. Just, because everyone's a critic.
Mm-hmm.
And when you give good, like I commented on someone's video the other day that was talking about some laser stuff. And I gave him, hey, do this instead of this. Yeah. And he's like, why would I want to listen to you? The manufacturer said to do it this way. I understand. Here it is. And it's sad because there's a lot of people that don't want to take that advice because there's so many negative people out there that are, oh, well, you're doing too much. You're going overboard. Okay, then let me go overboard. When I did those cabinets for my, sustainers in my shop,
Mm-hmm.
and I got them all built and then pulled them all back apart and finished them. I had someone go, why the heck are you finishing shop furniture? Because it's my shop.
I wish I would have finished my walls.
Yeah, it's like I want my shop to look. I mean, I've got hickory and epoxy drawer faces on my miter saw cabinet. Is it overkill? 100%.
But I'm going to be in there. I want to be in there.
I've got $300 worth of lumber and epoxy on the front of my miter saw station. Was that a waste of money? Probably. But I love looking at it every time.
Was it a waste of money to you?
Nope. Because I love looking at it every time I walk in the shop.
That's all that matters.
It puts, every time I see those drawer faces, it puts a smile on my face. Because I'm like, damn, I did a good job. And it's, and that's the way I look at, that's kind of my level of perfection, is if I look at it and go, yeah, I did a good job.
There's so much negativity out there, and people are just, everybody has their defenses up. And when I first started doing content creation, or whatever the heck you want to call it, putting videos out, I got bombarded, right? And Matt and other ones just came in, and they defend you, right? Just like we all do, right? And it's to the point now. I was watching a video, a reel that Woodcraft put out, and they were showing the function of, I think it was a hand plane or something, just showing how to use it. And I mean, when I went into the content, when I went into the comment box, I mean, they were literally attacking them because of the tear out, like, because it tore out. And it's like, dude, you're missing the whole concept of the video. They're demonstrating the use of the tool. If it tore out, if they were legitimately going to keep it to actually doing a finished piece, they would take and compensate for that tear out, right? And there goes the camera. But they automatically just go in there and start bashing them. And I'm like, I really never comment, but that one got me so, it just got to me. Yeah. And I commented back on that guy, and I was like, dude, you're missing the whole point of this. Mm-hmm. Why is there so much negativity coming from you over this? It's just crazy. And I should have just let it go, but it just couldn't.
But everybody's an expert, and behind a keyboard, everybody is an expert. Everybody knows everything. Everybody's been building, been a woodworker or a cabinet maker for, 80 years, even though they're only 20 years old.
Exactly.
They, my daddy's daddy's daddy, has been building, been using CNCs forever. I know more than you do. Okay, cool, whatever. Like,
I can't tell you how long you've been doing it wrong, but I'm glad you could.
Yeah, cool, good for you. Yeah, it's
I try not to bash people.
Not in public comments. I will not say negative stuff in public comments.
I'll always try to like send a DM or something. Mm-hmm. Be like, hey, look, like I think I've done this in the past, and I had really good luck with this, and try to make it not negative,
I glued stuff to I have epoxy things to my workbench.
And when you do that, get a flush trim saw.
Yeah. Exactly. Comes right off.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yep.
It's
and scrapers and hand scrapers are a savior.
Exactly.
Help, just those little tidbits that
it's.
Yeah.
To me,
I've learned from Mustache with his mistakes. Really.
What's that? There's one of the insurance companies out there, and they're saying is we know stuff because we've seen stuff. I think I don't know. I'm probably butchering the saying,
I don't think I have.
but it's we've all been doing this for a while, and yes, I know I'm guilty. A lot of us are guilty of going way overboard on a project, and hey, you know what? I don't think it's overboard.
I don't think there's anything overboard as long as you get the job done.
Oh,
yeah.
And
now,
and
I mean, if you're
to me, okay, so if we're talking just about shop furniture or something like that, structural, I want to be able to put something on it and it doesn't deflect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to put something on it and it's going to hold up.
Like ourselves.
Exactly. I have video and picture. My wife taking a picture of me on top of my torsion box for my table saw. No deflection whatsoever. And that's, I wanted that because I wanted to be able to stack something on top of it and it didn't fall apart.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and I got that when I built my outfeed / workbench. It is 6x6 legs with all 2x6 runners and everything. And I had so many people. Well, I just built it out of 2x4s. That's overkill.
Okay, that's
you're
awesome.
You're wasting money. You're having to do so much more work doing this. Yeah, and I can set my butt right in the middle of this 6 foot long, table, and it does not move.
Yeah,
it's heavy.
It's going to last, and it's going to look good.
Exactly. And it sucks to move because the thing weighs about 400 pounds. But you know what's nice? When I clamp something to it, the table doesn't move.
But you know what's going to happen with that is that you went through the effort to do that. You won't have to remake that.
No.
Versus somebody that picked the easy route to go with 2x4s. They'll be remaking it, or it's going to look like they're not going to like the look of it after a while, and it's going to be like, I got to rebuild it. And
that's why I built that one, because the first one I built was pocket hold 2x4s, and every time you try to use a hand plane or it never fell apart, but you could lean on it and it would rack.
Yeah.
And that was my whole thing when I designed and built this workbench. Is I was like, I don't want this thing to move. It is an anchor in my shop. It is not going to move. Yes, I did it way, way overkill.
But you're not getting the racking. So that goes to point to where
exactly
you learn better sledgehammer to better joinery than just using butt joints, right? How you basically learned a long time ago, slap 2 pieces of wood, screw it together, right?
Yeah.
After a while, that wood expands, contracts, and those joints get loose, right? And didn't use wood glue. You didn't use any of that stuff, and that it'll hold up, and the thing will be there. But when you're trying to use it for certain tasks like hand planing, when you're using a lot of force, you're not going to get the racking out of something that's well built using good joinery, etc. And that's where I guess over the years you get to that point now, and it goes to this topic: is when is good enough? When is it good enough?
When I don't have to redo it.
Exactly. And I used to build, when I built tables a lot, I would build benches to go with the tables. I wouldn't do chairs, but I would always build, if they wanted a bench or 2 benches, I'd build a bench or 2 that would match the table. And to clamp everything together, I would use screws to get it all glued up. And then once everything was glued up, I would back the screw out. I would drill a 3/8 inch through hole through whatever was being held together. And I would drive a hardwood 3/8 inch dowel with glue through that hole. Pull all the screws out. The glue that's already there is already strong enough, theoretically, right? But you add that dowel, and I've had post videos doing that. People go, you're wasting your time. Cap the screw and call it a day. What are you doing? Or it's the screws are stronger than the wood. The screws are doing nothing because the glue is in there holding everything.
Glue's stronger.
Because as that wood expands and contracts, it's pushing on that screw and it's allowing that screw to move. The screw is there to hold it while the glue dries.
That is, and I could,
100%.
And it was that thing. It's like, I know that, because kids lean back on stuff like that. I've seen so many chairs and things like that fail, and it fails because like you said, that screw over time, it works itself out.
Fine example is a picnic table.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
It's a fine example of the picnic table. It starts racking, it starts getting loose because there was no glue used. It was just screws, or even maybe back in the day nails, but screws. They work their way loose. It just happens.
But okay, so that being said, if you're building a picnic table, are you going to do half lap joints with dowel joinery and all this stuff? Or are you just going to get a bunch of 2x6s with some deck screws and build a picnic table?
Honestly, if it's for myself,
I'm going to do it nice.
I'm going to do it nice.
You're going to go, yeah.
But what you get out in the market nowadays is just quick stuff. It's just
because nobody wants to pay for it.
Right. Yeah. Nobody wants to pay for it.
Right.
They want that $100 picnic table or $150 picnic table. Well, that's what you're going to get, but it's not going to last. Right?
So I was watching somebody's video the other day, and I was literally doing the same exact thing we're talking about right now. Is he was doing it for a sawmill, and he picked up a sawmill and he put timber framing in place. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's smart. He does half lap joints. He did this, and he's going to put a sawmill back on top of this timber framing.
Oh, okay.
So that way it's elevated, so you ain't got to bend down to do all the work.
Okay.
And I thought, well, that's pretty smart. But then he came into between the two support rails, which he has already concreted in. He's already half lap jointed everything, doweled it all together, pulled his dowels tight. Everything's good. Between the two suspensions, he put in dovetails in between the two. And I went, wow, that's kind of like overkill, isn't it? And that's overkill. But then I thought about it. The way he had his dovetails, it wouldn't allow it to pull apart at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it prevents that expansion and contraction,
and
so everything stays square.
Yeah. So then I went, oh, that's not overkill. That is literally what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is to make sure this thing does not wreck. Yeah, exactly. And I thought to myself, I'm sitting there. I was starting to judge that this is overkill, and then I realized this is actually. Yeah, it's super smart because he drove that dovetail into it, and it's a down, and it pulled tight.
Yeah. Hence why you still have those buildings that were dovetailed back in the 1800s that are still standing.
Yep. Exactly. That's exactly where I was going, because you look at old timber frame houses, like the house, like what Chris built from
Third Coast Craftsman.
Yeah. In those houses, I mean, there's a TV show years ago where they would go in and take them apart, catalog the whole building. What was it?
I remember that name.
Barn Rescue or something.
Barn Rescue or something.
Yeah, and they'd pull it off and tag every single piece that came out of that thing.
Yeah. And then they would take it, move it to a new location, and reassemble it.
And it still
with
works.
The same lumber, the same dowels, all that. And it's like, what? And that is like, oh, this thing's 200 years old. Okay. And it's like, and you see houses that are built now that are 50 years old, and it's like, what's the difference?
Have you seen the videos of the houses that they're putting together now? And then like a strong wind comes over and they just all fall over. Like they're on the second story already. Yeah. And then they just fall over. I'm like,
yeah, they're
they're so quick, and that's why those cookie cutter houses, those are the worst ones.
Yeah.
Versus you getting a custom built home where somebody's going to take the time and you get to watch the steps that are going on. If you're going to be, that's to me is, if you're going to build a home nowadays, the prices are so high regardless. I would not go buy a cookie cutter home if you could. No. If your budget would let you get actually a home builder, a reputable home builder, to where you could watch and make sure that stuff is done right, because every step of the way.
But that being said, could any of us, could you afford to build a home to your standards, knowing how much of a perfectionist and how you want everything done to the nth degree? Like, to a point.
But
I mean,
it would take me like 20 years, but
oh yeah. You know,
I think you're. I think you're over. I think you're underestimating yourself, there, Matt. I think maybe 40 years.
I started this house when I was a young man.
You got to get it all unglued first.
Hey, I built this house. I built this house inside of this barn, and I mean, I went overkill, like overkill, but I did it, and I did everything probably way beyond what it needed to be. I mean, hell, if I don't have pictures of it, but just the beam that I made to span across to have that open concept, it didn't need to be as hefty as I made it, but I made that freaking thing so damn hefty. I mean, it was glue lammed, but that's just me, you know.
Well, you were also designing for an upstairs apartment with lots of black splash and stuff like that. So, I mean, you had to design for structural stuff.
Yeah.
Look how many cuss words are coming out of his mouth right now.
It almost slipped out. It almost came out. You almost got it to come out. You're good. You're good.
I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna pivot us.
Pivot.
Pivot.
Kind of related.
Okay.
But I did want to mention my coasters that I hate saying that word, but
what?
So I decided to do some coasters for a friend's wedding, and I had never used. I saw someone online that mentioned if you use borax with some hot water and put it in a spray bottle, spray it onto the wood, let it dry, and then laser it, you get like the deepest black. And he's spot on. Like that idea worked out great. So this was on maple coasters.
I know where this
so
is.
I cut them out, and I did maybe, I think I had 12 sets of 4 per person. And I did maybe like 1, 2, 3 sets. Not doing, so I did a chamfer on the top and the bottom. And I lasered so like shallow that when I went to flip the coaster and put it through the chamfer on the router, part of the burn off the laser came off and just like smeared onto the maple. And because it was so shallow, if I was to sand it, I would just like sand the char off and everything. So I went through hell trying to get those coasters like exactly how I wanted. And the problem was the borax, when I'd like I had a spray bottle, it would almost like if I would just focus on the center where I knew the logo was going to go, it would have like a weird ring on the maple, and I would basically need to coat the whole top side.
Yeah.
And I went through like, okay, well maybe if I laser it first and then spray it with finish to like lock that in and then do the chamfer. And like, I went through all different ways to do it. In the end, I have like 20 to 25 rejects that didn't make the cut. Either I was going through the router doing the chamfer and I had tear out on one end, or like the finish just came out really crappy, or the laser did an awesome job. Like that wasn't even an issue, but everything I still like dread doing more of those because it was hell. I got them done. And
so what would you do different on that? Would you just not use the borax?
I think that might be the answer, and they would just be a little less. I mean, using that borax method on maple specifically, probably oak and like some other lighter woods, that will get you the blackest black that you could ever achieve with the laser.
Blackity black
Yeah.
black.
Baking soda and water works too, and it doesn't get that. It doesn't off. It still will give you a kind of an odd color to the maple,
Yeah.
but after about a day, it goes away.
Oh, okay.
Now, what I will tell you, and everybody listening, that if you're ever doing this, do not get baking soda and water anywhere near Purple Heart. It will turn Purple Heart green.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
and
a
it does
secret.
not. It never goes away. Yeah, something in baking soda, it reacts with, I guess, the tannins or whatever in Purple Heart, and it will turn it to Green Heart.
Interesting.
So,
I can honestly say, Mustachio, I watched you go through all that hell, and after watching you go through all that hell, I can say it was honestly hell watching you.
You're welcome.
The infamous coasters. We had to sit there and endure that whole deal with them.
Yes, I'm glad I missed that one.
I got them done. But God, that sucked. I had to order more. I had to order more material because I didn't account for all the mess ups.
Didn't account for your own mess
Well, it was
up.
new.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a new. I've made coasters before, but not anything
Not like that. Yeah.
like what I wanted to deliver. So, yeah, lessons learned.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I mean, there were a few coasters, and hopefully he doesn't listen. But there were a few coasters that I was just like, I
I'm
hate that, but I'm so done with this project, and I need to finish it. And it was so minor. I mean, like I put, we involve our significant others sometimes. I put the 4 coasters out in front of my wife, and I was like, "You see anything wrong with these?" Does a once over? No, they look awesome. I'm like, okay, cool, move on.
See, that was just you just being so
Picky, yeah.
picky. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a perfect
That'd be
example. Like, it's good enough. Go.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to.
Do not put that in the chat.
We don't need to go through that.
Oh my God, no.
Moving on.
Not a topic, JR.
You need to delete your own comment.
Put yourself in timeout.
Yeah. Well, anyhow,
Any other levels of perfection? Any other issues or things that you've done?
I'm actually going through one with my sustainer deal. I did that thing and I didn't like it. It was a good idea, and now I tore it all apart and I'm redoing it. That's just my own. I don't like certain things. It's always just, you got to kind of live with it, and then you come back and you keep looking at it, and it's like, that looks like crap. I'm gonna have to redo it. And I tore it all down, and I have to redo it. Now we're gonna do it a different way.
Well, that goes back to our previous episode about, our shop's always, in a state of evolution.
And I'm fixing to go through a big one. I'm fixing to tear it up again after I get done with this wall control video. I'm fixing to do some crazy stuff out there. People are probably gonna think I'm insane, but
They're
the
not
boxes
going
are
to
stacked up, ready to rock and roll.
I'm just going to confirm it.
Yeah, this is just a confirmation.
Yeah.
Don't do anything to track saws. That's all I want to say.
Don't do anything to track saws.
It's all cutting them.
Oh, the track. I'm sorry, the track itself.
Oh no, I would never do anything like that.
No,
Never.
there's only one monster in the chat that does that.
That's it.
I mean,
You see, she said she knew it. I was being very silent and discreet this weekend while I was caring for my wife. I slipped away and paid a visit. And she's like, "What are you doing?" Nothing.
We needed milk.
And funny thing is, Rockler was right on the way to that grocery store.
Oh, I mean, I
It
had
was
to
like a
park out.
magnet.
Parking was a mess in the grocery store. I had to
Yep.
park in front of the store, and I was right there. And
They made
opened
me
the
do
door
it
for me.
They gave it to me, man. They gave it to me.
Yes, Tyler, you are the monster.
He
You will
is the
never
monster.
live that down for cutting that beautiful blue track.
Mm-mm.
Never.
So if he'd have done it to a regular track, would you have let him?
I
let
would
it go?
know. Nope.
Okay.
Not
No,
even a regular
no.
track.
No, it doesn't even matter.
That's just uncalled for. Uncalled for. You should have just let it hook his shirt every time he walked by it, or just take it off.
He's got quite of a small shop. He can only have so much track in there.
Tyler, we don't.
Starts hitting
What
walls.
Joey's saying is he doesn't care that you might have a broken hip after about a week from running into that track.
Remove it and place it underneath
That's
the MFT tables. Hang it. It's not too much
Really?
work.
Put it on the ceiling.
I did
Anyhow.
that last week. I hung all my track on the ceiling. It's very nice.
Yeah, actually works pretty good when you store them away. Don't have to cut them. I'm never gonna let him live it down. I just like.
I think it was beautiful. I still think he should have got more views out of that video.
it's just uncalled for.
Mm.
Uncalled for. Uncalled for.
Well, what else
Hey.
we got, boys?
That's guess that's gonna do it for us this week, huh?
Yeah.
Move on to next week.
Go open some boxes. Hey, I told Joey this would be a great idea. Joey needs to get a cardboard shredder, and that way when he ships stuff out to people, he can put all the boxes
Just put
that he
the,
shredded. And
that's the
just,
packing.
I'm sending you the boxes.
Hey, he's recycling.
It's
Hey, yeah.
They get to be a part of opening a box.
See, it started this way because I shipped Matt a silicone a silicone mold, and he got it. He's like, "Dude, did you use enough packing?" And I said, "I'm recycling. I'm sending my trash to you, so now you can get rid of it."
Hey, that's what Costco does. That's why they always give you a box. Ask you if you want a box so you can take their recycling, their trash, and take care. Get rid of it.
Hey, I did use all the Bamboo Lab. They got those real good bubble
Mhm.
ones, those flat ones,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
and I'll from time to time reuse those. You didn't get none of those. You just got the poppy ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a whole box of that
Popped
stuff.
half of them.
You're sitting there popping them.
No, you popped half of them. I had to have because they won't pop.
My wife's agreeing that I should get a shredder and shred
I'm
the
telling
boxes.
you. You just cut your boxes open, run it through the shredder. Now you got packing material.
Well, you gotta be careful with that because she might go out there one day and just do her own choosing.
Speaking of that silicone mold and the bowl, which is right here.
Look at
That
that
will
bowl.
be-
Show it again. Show it again. Show it again. Show it again.
So this bowl and the silicone molds will be delivered to the winner of those from the 100 episode giveaway. So that is what's being
that
delivered tomorrow.
A nice
Nice.
resin bowl.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, she was on vacation, right?
That's a very nice bowl. I like that bowl. I like what you do with such a modest budget.
Beautiful.
Anyhow, yeah, just remember, folks, October 31st, Boss Dog Creative Makers Podcast Build Off. Make sure you get in there.
And spread the
Get something
news.
made. Spread the news.
Yeah.
I think we need to get on Instagram and do a live us four and talk about that to get the word out and let
Yeah.
that go.
I think
Good
that's great.
idea.
I think we need to do that to get it rolling. Got to get some people involved with this.
rolling.
I mean, you can tag me. I can be somewhat bribed. I'm telling you. Just keep tagging me in the things that.
I got 2 thumbs.
2 thumbs
Yeah.
and a belly button
Button.
and a belly button.
Yeah, I got a belly button too.
There you go. That's all you
Can you
need.
believe that? Can you believe that?
Oh,
All right,
So,
guys.
Anyways,
thanks everybody for hanging out. Thank you to all the Patreons who are supporting us. Remember to head on over to Spotify and iTunes and leave us a review. We need 10 stars,
10 of them.
10. I'll take anything less. And if you feel it in you to support us, head on over to patreon.com/Creative Makers Podcast. We're going to have some cool stuff coming up that we're going to be doing for our Patreon members and Patreon members only. So just bear with us. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we are going to roll that stuff out, and hope to have you all there. It's going to be fun. A lot of cool things coming. And again, thanks to our sponsor, Boss Dog Glue, for supporting the community.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, till next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces, and a beautiful mustache. We're out of here.